the NFL. Here's Shay Norling. Shane?
All right, I want to get started with a Bears question. It was brought up on Unsportsmanlike this morning. Evan Cohen out of left field with a take about Matt Eberflus. Here he is.
Give him a contract extension, even if it's for show, right? Because you don't want Caleb Williams to go through multiple coaches here over and over again. If it were me and I were Kevin Warren, the president, or Ryan Poles, the general manager, I would give Matt Eberflus an extension right now by 1 year just to eliminate that distraction.
So there you go. Evan Cohen thinks Matt Eberflus should get a 1-year extension. His co-host, Chris Canty, did not agree.
If he shows the promise that we would expect him to do, saying that this is the most talented quarterback that we've seen probably since the 2018 draft class, then I don't care about giving Matt Eberflus any more security. I don't. Like we've seen quarterbacks between their first year starting and their second year starting, the organization making a change, but that ultimately end up being what propels that player. If that guy is who you think he is, then he's probably going to show enough promise to attract the best and the brightest minds and make your organization be in a position to be able to get a better head coach than what Matt Eberflus is potentially bringing to the party. That's if Matt Eberflus doesn't perform well as a head coach this year.
All right, so two sides of the coin. Evan Cohen thinks extend him for a year right now. Chris Canty says no, he's got to prove it. Are you Team Cohen or Team Canty?
Well, I'm Team Canty. But Evco, this is what happens, Cap, when you're on the air 6 hours a day. Because he's filling in for Green more times than not also, Evan Cohen. Dang. Did you hear the comment of, well, this part right here?
Give him a contract extension, even if it's for show.
Who does that?
Yeah, and
you don't give a contract for show.
Right. What does that
What does that even mean for show?
Right.
Did they give DJ Moore this new deal for show?
For show, but there's a $82 million guarantee.
What the hell's for show? So we don't talk about it for a year?
Now, in Evan's defense, they do this in college basketball and football, especially in basketball. I know guys who they added years to the contract, but the buyout, nobody knows, is very small, so they can get rid of them. Because when you go into a kid's home, Mr. and Mrs. Hood, yeah, we'd like to recruit Jonathan. Well, Coach, how do we know you're going to be there? I just signed a 5-year contract extension. I may get whacked in a year.
Sure.
But that is why it's done that way. Nobody knows the terms, but they add years on so the coach can recruit. But in Eberflus's case, he's making millions of dollars. No, he doesn't get an extension. He's got to win.
He's got to win, one. And two, if you're going to extend him, it won't be just for blanks and giggles. Hey, just do it for show, just so that way the controversy, so Caleb Williams feels comfortable. No,
we just ban Evan from our show for 30 days just for show.
Let's
take that, Evan.
I mean, Shay, that you don't make deals like this just for show. What you do is like either you believe in the coach or you believe in the player or you don't. There is no in between. So I'm definitely Team Canty with that, because if you've been listening to me, I'm all in for what Ryan Poles has done with the Chicago Bears. But again, Eberflus has something to prove. The team's got something to prove, but definitely Matt Eberflus. Shay.
And look, like if you'd have to give Ryan Poles truth serum to know the answer to this, I don't know what the bar is where Eberflus gets fired this season. Frankly, I think it's a little lower than I think most people do. I think most people believe if he's 7-9, 6-10, he's gone. I think he comes
coaching the extra game.
I think 7-10, 6-11, whatever.
Harkish.
He's gone. That's kind of what most people think. I think he has a little bit longer of a leash than that, especially with a rookie quarterback and the history in this town.
I think it all comes down to how does the offense look? Like if they look incompetent offensively and they're 7-10, he's gone. If Caleb like, wow, offense looks great, but we had some key injuries, he's keeping his gig.
That's where, for me, like if the season starts and you're 5-2 and you're riding high, I would not have a problem with them announcing we've extended Matt Eberflus 2 years, whatever. At that point, sitting at 5-2 and you've seen, okay, we can win these games now and things look okay. Mid-season extension, I'm cool with. I wouldn't do it today because if you start 2-5,
the dogs are going to be barking outside the gates of Hallis Hall.
This dog will be barking loudly.
Give him a contract extension, even if it's for show.
Shay.
Come Come on, Evan.
All right, so there was like a
By
new
the way, will you book Canty, please? I want to get him on. You good with that?
Oh, am I here for the show too?
You
Shay.
man, Canty.
Yeah, you heard what he said, Shay. Go ahead.
Just have our programming meetings on the air, huh?
I like Chris. His wife's from Beverly.
This week, there was apparently a discovery by NFL fans of something that's been the case since March. The onside kick, the surprise version, is dead. You now, with the new kickoff formations, have to announce your onside kicks. You can only perform an onside kick attempt in the fourth quarter and only if you are the losing team. So the idea of what happened in the Super Bowl between the Colts and the Saints and the Sean Payton rolling the dice with a surprise onside attempt out of halftime will not happen, at least this year with this one-year experiment. Are you going to miss the surprise onside kick? I don't really care because I don't think it happens very often.
It doesn't, but they shouldn't legislate it out of the game. That's just stupid.
I just think sometimes, I know they want to make the game safer. I think sometimes, Shay, they go over the top with it. I mean, the football is a physical sport. It doesn't happen all the time. I don't mind it being around, Cap. It's a play in your bag if you need it. You don't even. You might see it every blue moon. Maybe once. Usually, Shay, according to my stats here, usually the late 325 game, right against 60 minutes, when the Chargers are down 7, they've come back from a 21-point deficit, and they utilize it, and it's a turnover, it goes to the other team, and then 60 minutes comes on. That's usually how that works.
Right. Everybody's outraged by this. Oh, well, I can't do an onside kick out of halftime anymore. I can't do an onside kick in the third. When do you think onside kicks happen? They happen when a team is down multiple scores in the fourth quarter.
How about when it happened in the Super Bowl?
Sure, but that's happened twice in Super Bowl history.
But why do you have to legislate against it? If it doesn't happen, who cares? Give me the right to be able to try and do it.
The new formation, the problem is the way they've changed the kickoffs. If you tried an onside kick by surprise, the offensive team, the kicking team, would recover it every time. So they can't really allow it to happen, which brings me to my next point. Is it time for the NFL to just say, if you want to get the ball back after you score, you get a 4th and 20?
What do you need all these gimmicks for?
The onside kick is a gimmick.
It's not. It's been around since the sport started.
It's still a gimmick. The surprise onside kick is certainly a gimmick.
Well, that's usually legislated for bad teams. Only time you see that is like, again, you're against the grain, against the wall late in the game, or a team's so bad that they have to utilize it. We've seen that before, second, third quarter, but it's so very rare. I don't think they should take it out. And I know they're doing it for safety reasons, Cal. I just don't think you should take it out. It's something that you don't see very often. It's kind of a fun play. It's like the drop kick. We don't see that very often either, do you?
How many points you get for that? 3. Remember that in the longest yard?
Yeah.
The original one.
Hoodie, would you enjoy a 4th and 20 to get the ball back? I did the math on it. Pre-kick rule changes back in 2018, the onside kick was successful 13.5% of the time. Since 2013, 4th and 15 or longer is successful 13.5% of the time. I think it's great. You want the ball back, you get 4th and 20.
The old Chargers coach agrees. That's a good play.
Air Coryell.
No, not him. The one before Harbaugh.
Oh, Brandon Staley.
Yeah, Brandon Staley's all for it. How about that one? Tommy Waddle? 4th and 20.
Let's go for it. Let's run the draw, Jonathan, because they won't be expecting it.
I'll tell you one damn thing. Dennis Gentry will give you 19.5.
Well, no doubt, because you knew that's what we were running. We were going 4 wide. It's 3rd and 17. And we were going to give the ball to Pinky, and he was going to get 15.
Let me tell you something. Dennis Gentry would get you almost a half yard within, man, every time.
Then at the end of the year, like he was averaging 9 yards per carry, but they would really only give it to him on 3rd and long.
Yeah, that shuttle
success rate
pass
wasn't high.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the outrage if a team tries the 4th and 20 to get the ball back? You just scored. It's a 1-score game. Fans all excited. They run a delayed handoff, get 18 and 20 yards.
Hey, listen, that's old school football, Shay.
I love that. Little slip screen
option,
on the 4th and 20.
What option did we have? I was wide right, Kaz was wide left, and you're not. What are we gonna do?
Yeah. You and Kaz. What a duo there, man.
I would have
Yeah,
asked for
great.
a Brian Bashnagel. He could have got the ball.
Well,
Bash.
he was before me, so
Who was
I'm
the
with
third receiver? Wendell Davis?
no, it was Wendell, me, and then a variety of people.
Kaz.
Kaz was an elite special teams guy, but he didn't play a ton on offense.
No, because he had so many injuries.
Ron Morris, he was struggling with some injuries.
Ron Morris.
Good on them 84.
Anthony Morgan,
Oh, very good.
Dennis Gentry. Listen, with no disrespect meant to my guys, because I love Wendell. He was one of my favorite teammates, if not my favorite. And what a great player. We were not going to make you forget Allen in Moore and Adunze. That was just not us. Wow. Okay.
Well, I forget about Allen because Waddle's numbers are better than Allen in a certain
Lifetime
category.
yards per catch. You bet
That
your
is
sweet
correct.
ass.
That is correct.
More with Tommy on a Waddle Wednesday on the Kap and J Hood Morning Show.